And welcome to Tom Montydoodoo and the Crocodile crew.
On FBI Radio 94.5 FM. Hi guys, I'm Robbie.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Jordan.
And it's very rainy today in Sydney, isn't it? God, look outside. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you.
Cats and dogs, eh?
We've got great music, great segments, and just a little bit of fun banter with the boys. So,
we're celebrating the 1,000,000th like on the Channel 7 News Facebook page, which is something that Robbie keeps very close to his heart.
Over the moon about. Real fan of the news outlet that had a picture of a man that looks so stupid it's almost a cartoon. It almost looks like this man doesn't exist. He has the most blank facial expression possible. And he has, at the bottom of his name, it just goes, Andrew Taylor. And then his special talent, the reason why he's on the news, is potato eater.
And
that's why he's a famous man, apparently.
And that was one of the stories that Channel 7 was...
that was just one of the images. But no, that wasn't one of the stories. I mean, there have been lots of stories, and we just want to congratulate them, basically. 7 News Australia got the 1,000,000 likes, and I think it's well-deserved. I mean, they give the people what they want, don't they? You know, for instance, they've said recently...
And what the people want is very low. But let's get into that. It is a limbo stick.
I don't know. I mean, it's...
And they keep lowering the bar, and it's great.
So Robbie's idea today, I think, is to just read out great headlines over the last week, I think.
Just basically to tell you, you know, like they're at the top of their game. They've got the 1,000,000 likes and they're barreling forward. And I think it's applaudable, and I think good on them. You know, basically.
Did they put out a status that said, "So grateful for the 1,000,000 likes, guys. Next stop, 2 million."
Better, they put a video out of all the news anchors, like. Is Peter Overton one of them?
No.
They put out a video of all the news anchors all saying thank you to the Facebook fans for the 1,000,000 likes. But it was so clear that none of them knew the weight or like what that meant at all to the, you know, what, like they were just like, thank you Facebook for the 1,000,000th like they did, but they didn't know what Facebook was. So it was just such a hilarious thing.
How old are these people?
Like 60-year-olds from Perth and stuff, just trying to, you know, as though it was a big achievement, which it is a big achievement.
Hey, you know, they're part of the team, and I think good on them for congratulating themselves on that.
Yeah, so Robbie's got all these news stories lined up. But as contrary to that, we have found that list of news stories that Robbie was going to be reading out. So we have favourite comments from that and from those stories to maybe...
Do you?
Counter.
What are you talking about?
Maybe just give an example of a story that you've got.
All right. Well, Pope Francis has posted his first picture on Instagram, which is interesting for any people fans of religion out there.
Is it a picture of food?
I think it was a picture of him praying. I didn't actually see the caption. But
it's going very conventional.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be the crazy Pope.
Is he? Is he?
Well, the one that's more zany out there, willing to take the Catholic Church into strange new places. And his first Instagram pic is him praying.
Acknowledging climate change, I think, is something that he's done,
Instagramming. He's new.
He's Instagramming. You know, he's part of the people.
Yeah, so a good example is Daniel Hill, the top comment on that post that Channel 7 posted. So they should be in some way respectable. He said, "This is probably the shittest and most unimportant thing you guys have posted. The more you read the headline, the dumber it sounds."
I don't know if I agree with that, Daniel Hill. I think you know, you read.
What's your slant on it?
Well, my slant is it's a perfectly reasonable. You know, he's a public figure. People like religion. People like Instagram. You know, you put those two together, you've got a story. You got news. You've got some 1,000,000 liked news on your hands.
He's actually just as good at defending Channel 7 as when the CEO comes on and goes, well, that's not true. We did talk about climate change in May of 2014 for about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Where does it come from, Robbie, your love of this?
7 News?
Yeah.
Oh, I just think they... why not?
Yeah. Did they do a story on Kim?
But why not Channel 9?
Because Channel 7...
Why are you such a loyal brand of it? Is because it follows Better Homes and Gardens?
What is that?
What's the thing that hooks you to the brand?
Do they have a social media presence as strong as Channel 7?
I think they've got a stronger social media presence, and
don't just
coming from the young generation.
I think truly that is the case.
Okay.
Did they do a story on...
I really think that you just don't have an opinion on it and you just copied whatever came out.
No, I have a strong opinion about Channel 7 News, and I think they do a fantastic job. Anyway, look,
that's also a theory.
Should we what are some other headlines here? What do we got? We've got there's been a breakthrough in the hunt for two men who allegedly threw a brick which hit a 2-year-old toddler.
Right.
Good.
So,
I'm glad that they're getting caught.
Yeah, so, well, look, I mean, my basic point is 7 News, they're giving the people what they want. They're giving the news that matters. And that's that's what I'm saying here on FBI Radio 94.5 FM.
What do you think? More or less stories about snakes getting eaten by spiders?
Actually,
dogs found in unusual places.
You'll find that sort of shit on 9. Actually,
no, I saw 7 post that yesterday. A thing about Australia, it's so dangerous that over here our spiders eat our snakes. Which everyone has seen that.
But there would have been an interesting angle on that.
No.
Because it was 7.
It was just a picture of a huge daddy long legs spider just wrestling with a snake. It was an old photo. It was months old. I've seen that.
It's very good how the haphazard mishmash of Channel 7, the pursuit of getting the story first, comes up against their advertising. I have seen stories along those lines where they're talking about how dangerous Australia is, and then there's an ad that comes on going, Australia, you'll never know until you never go. So yeah, what we're saying here is Robbie is saying that he likes Channel 7 News. I'm very reluctant to believe this line of thought. But
oh, really?
There's something very awry about this, Robbie.
So you don't believe him? You think he's making it up?
What?
I'm becoming more and more skeptical about you as a human being.
Why would he lie about it?
What the hell's your problem, man? Okay, all right. Should we move on now to?
Are you a person?
Right. So this is a story that's been in the news: the Kim Kardashian selfie mural.
And it actually wasn't. I don't think it was reported by 7 News because they've got
more important things
high
to talk
standards,
about.
Where'd you hear it get broken so we can give them a shout out?
I can't remember actually.
Pedestrian.
So it probably was Channel 7 News. Anyway.
So basically there's just these Kim Kardashian posted a selfie on the internet. She's naked and somebody's painted that on a wall in Melbourne and Sydney, I think.
So what's with that? Is it a kind of an ironic thing of, because saying this is the the shit kind of, this is where we're at now online with Instagram and all that, and is it now doing, let's do a nice little picture of it in Newtown and King Street, and that will make it kind of ironic because this isn't really art? Or is it actually we love Kim, let's do that? Or what's the angle there?
Do you know what? I'm at a loss. I don't know, but I think it's to do with.
Do you have an opinion on this, Robbie?
I think they should. I think they should graffiti it. I think it should be taken down.
So someone did graffiti over it, right?
Yeah, and then it got redone or something. And
is it because the nudity offends you?
No, I just think why play into that whole. Let's just stop the whole. I mean,
so you think they have enough attention? They don't need a mural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why I don't understand why we're applauding a mural of that. I don't get it. But I think the line
is applauding it. It seems like they've just done what Channel 7 does best. Give you the facts, you decide.
Well, people I think are using the body shaming line of thinking.
So what's that line of thinking? What is that?
I think it's basically people shouldn't be shaming other people for posting things about their body online. And sure,
because everyone's being mean to Kim about her Instagram post, so they're making this mural to kind of respect Kim Kardashian.
Oh my God.
That's where we're at, people.
Please. Every lad out there, if you're listening, tag over this monstrosity. That is the worst, weakest message. I'm sorry, I just got brought up to speed on this. I didn't hear anything about it. I finally realised the true evil of this nature. How is she turning into this icon that gets... the only other person that I've ever seen put up on a mural is Martin Luther King. She's become this generation's... No, lads, do something constructive for once in your life. Stop sitting around on milk crates outside of corner stores, get yourself a spray can and just tag your name Tiggers over the top of it, please.
Okay, this is a song called Mandy Cream and it's by Ty Siegel. You're with your boys Tom Montydoodoo and Crocodile Crew on 94.5 FM FBI Radio. Hello there. You've got it tuned to Tom Montydoodoo and the Crocodile Crew on FBI Radio 94.5 FM. That was Mandy Cream by Ty Siegel.
Disgusting name. So, we are talking about something that I had a revelation with my good friend Ali, aka my only friend apart from you guys. And we were discussing the importance of bogan culture, which we thought would be a great thing to bring up on FBI because they keep telling us, just bring out the Greater West. I'm not saying that all bogans are there, but let's be honest, the vast majority are. So we're talking about that, and we're bringing them all in by saying, because we were listening to their anthem, which is Dr. Dan / by Triple M, Robbie. You know what this had, Gesture Beads?
Take it away.
Classic over to you signal.
Is that it?
That's it.
So this is the anthem of, what, bogans in general?
Just really not enough of it to be played, just to really get a grasp of how genius that riff is.
Do you want some more?
I did, but we're past that now. The point is it's a great song. It's back.
And there it goes. So you're saying what? This is an example.
Boob, aren't you, Robbie? So what I'm saying is undeniable. What's wrong with that? I think they've got it right. Hard rock still hits it. They've got it right when it comes to music. Hipsters do not have it right. There's always some whiny guy with an acoustic guitar. No. Yeah. Electric is so much better. Hello, it's the 21st century. Everything should be automated. So there has to be some element of robot to it, and hipsters are trying to strip that back. Inexcusable.
So another example might be that where Bogan's got it right would be maybe the Easter show, for instance. It's awesome, right? They know it's awesome. No one seems to realise that.
Truckosaurus. The race between the guy that's trying to chop the wood and then the guy that comes out and uses a chainsaw, and there's always this contentious who will win.
The Ford Precision Racing team.
Where one car is driving forward while the other is driving backwards in equal succession, and they never crash.
Precision, within a centimetre of apart from each other. They could crash, but they never do. It's what everyone wants. It never happens.
And while we're on the subject...
That's the power of Ford, and they've got that right as well. It's a quality car.
While we're on the subject of the Easter show, have you guys seen anything particularly weird while you've been there?
I haven't been to it in many years.
There was this swamp of Bath that I saw near the... I think it's the ride where you magnetically get held up to the ends.
The rotor.
Yeah, the rotor. A lot of people... Cotton candy and that ride don't agree with anyone, do they? So there was what was essentially in the olden days when they used to have an open sewer and everyone would just park your bum right there, let one out, that's fine. That was perfectly acceptable at the Easter show. Yeah. And again, bogans have that right. Screw porta potties.
Yeah, I feel like when you're a kid, as you kind of get older, there's a cutting point where you decide, all right, that's enough Easter show for me, because with Truckosaurus, but I was cool with all of it.
Never happens.
And they introduced the flying pigs, where they just get a pig and put fake wings on it, and then they just throw it off into a pool. And I was just like, okay, that's enough of that.
That's not true.
Trying to determine when pigs fly, so I can finally go, oh, well, all my dreams should be coming true logically.
They put it on a diving board.
Groundhog Day that never works.
So I think I stopped going after that. But
that was your breaking point.
Yeah, I was only going for the chili cook-off thing. You know, they'd have the chili, from scale from 1 to 10, and there was this super hot chili that you could try, and we just buy chili and leave.
How old were you at that point?
12 or 13, I think.
So the rides and the show bags had lost all of their glamour to you, but
with some friends, we went to the chili place, and you're only allowed one sample, and we had 2 samples and thought we were so risky or whatever. But I was thinking at the time that this isn't something that you're going to get in trouble for. I don't know why we're all thinking we're such badasses for having 2 samples of chili. And as we were leaving the stadium kiosk area, security came up to us and gave us our final warning, saying they'll kick us out of the show if we go back for another sample of chili.
Really?
Yeah. They were like, we've got you on the cameras, boy.
That is outrageous.
Yeah, it was outrageous.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it's really good chili. But that was, I think that was the last year I went.
I can't believe you are too much of an old man for your own good, Tom. It's almost at 10 was 40. What 12-year-old likes spicy?
Yeah, I liked spicy, and I liked the fruit stadium where like all the states would put together their fruit exhibits. That's cool though. Did you go to it, Robbie? Did you ever see that? You must have seen that, Jordan.
Cool.
What are you? It is cool.
It's boringly impressive at best. There's no way that you could say that that's cutting edge, avant-garde.
It's what the Easter show is all about.
Like a tractor made entirely of apples, pineapples.
Yeah, it's cool.
Those are the two fruits that end with apples. That's it.
I liked the birdie beetle show bag.
Yeah, me too. I love
you
that.
You would, wouldn't you, Robbie? Always looking for a bargain, aren't you?
The cheapest thing you can possibly find.
Really nice. They have those,
probably asking one of your little 10-year-old friends then, guys, I don't have the money, please, can you even buy me the $1 birdie beetle?
No,
it's hard for you.
I resent that. That's
I need scrapnel, boys. Anyone got scrapnel? Shrapnel.
No, really good. I think I had the popping candies in those ones.
What, so you used to have money?
All right.
I can't imagine the point when you did.
Very funny, very funny. Okay. But yeah, basically, I don't think Bogans do have it right because
on what?
All they've got. I mean, the Easter show is like okay. There are bits of it that are all right? But all they've got aside from that is
the TV show Jag,
Chicken,
Top Gun.
Huh? What's that?
What's wrong with Top Gun?
Top Gun.
They
the movie.
love this stuff. No, the movie Top Gun, but also just the culture surrounding Top Gun.
The general ambience of Tom Cruise.
Hey, look, nobody's got a problem with that, okay? I certainly don't.
So what's your problem with Bogans?
Why do you hate him then?
Well, I just think
this is just like your Penrith rant. Unfounded, unfair.
Yeah, this is such a New Zealand prejudice.
Behaviour.
No, look, I think there's merit to it, but I don't think it should be lauded as you guys are describing it. You know,
we're not lauding it. We're just saying that there are good aspects as well. So that's not
okay.
I'm lauding it.
But do they have poetry?
Yeah, that's the great
but this is what we're saying. They don't have poetry, but for what they lack in the refined word, they make up for in sick riffs.
Yes, they can lay down some sweet poem rhymes, Robbie, and let's see if
that beats.
Holds up.
Say Akadaka.
Okay. All right, so this is from Charles Bukowski, okay?
With Nice Bark playing in the background, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice Bark playing in the background. This is called My Uncle Jack, okay? My Uncle Jack is a mouse, is a house on fire, is a war about to begin, is a man running down the street with a knife in his back. My Uncle Jack is the Santa Monica Pier, is a dusty blue pillow, is a scratching black and white dog, is a man with one arm lighting a cigarette with one hand. My Uncle Jack is a slice of burnt toast, is the place you forgot to look for the key, is the pleasure of finding 3 rolls of toilet paper in the closet, is the worst dream you've ever had that you can't remember. My Uncle Jack is the firecracker that went off in your hand, is your run-over cat dead outside your driveway at 10:30am, is the crap game you won in the Santa Anita parking lot, is the man your woman left you for that night in the cheap hotel room. My Uncle Jack is your Uncle Jack, is death coming like a freight train, is a clown with weeping eyes, is your car jack and your fingernails, and the scream of the biggest mountain now.
Beautiful. 2 words for that. Elitist fluff.
That's the other problem here, Robbie, is like you were just saying to us before we started the show that Bukowski, the poet that you're quoting, was a gutter poet. He was a bogan.
So this is
what a twist.
Well, this is but that's actually how this fits in nicely. But he surpassed the whole. I suppose, admittedly, he did have a horrific drinking problem.
So
much of his
it's
life.
either you're either saying poetry,
a very frequent bogan problem,
or you're saying poetry either leads to someone who had a terrible alcohol problem, or he's a bogan, so it's not. So I don't really get what you're saying. Is the poetry trying to support that bogans are awesome, or is it trying to support the opposite?
I thought it was supporting the opposite,
but it's not.
Maybe it's
but
not.
On closer reflection, i.e., any reflection at all, that is the complete opposite of what it is doing.
Oh, for goodness sake!
So you agree? I think we're all in agreement here. Bogans have it right.
Yeah, I think they have
instance.
It right.
I guess they do, yeah. All right, here's a song. We've got Ballad of the War Machine. It's by Midnight Juggernauts. You're on FBR Radio 94.5. Hello there. You've got it tuned to FBR Radio 94.5 FM. You're with your boys Tom, Montydoodoo and the Crocodile crew. We are currently looking at the weather. It's still raining where we are. And
Much Ado About Weather is the title of this segment. Can't remember the reason why. Obviously something to do with the book, Much Ado About Nothing.
Right.
But we've obviously replaced that word to make it more relevant to weather.
And there's no real connection there that works properly. But Jordan was telling us beforehand. Jordan's been looking at Al Gore lately, and something that is close to Jordan's heart is how scared he is of climate change.
To the point that no matter what panel discussion I'm always on, and I am getting invited more and more frequently to talk about political matters, and I just drop the A-bomb every time I'm on the panel, no matter what it is. Let's talk about lockout laws. No, let's not talk about lockout laws. We're looking at a global meltdown, people. I am turning into that scientist in the movie that's always getting dragged out by military police. Going, listen to me! Listen to me!
But now you're feeling a bit more hopeful about it because of Al Gore lately.
It's a great lift. So from Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth to about 2 days ago, I've been living in constant fear. I am a refugee in my own mind, running away, trying to seek solace from this grim fact. And finally, he delivered it. Apparently, global warming's fine now.
Don't say
Really? That's amazing.
No, he's not
Well,
really
we go to a song, everything's under control.
Should we go to a song?
Yeah, all right.
Not very responsible to do that, but no. I'd really like it if we did.
But it's so strange you heard that, because in the last week I've become more scared about climate change because I've heard a couple of different stories about how bad, like how this year's the hottest year on record, and
that's
how like temperatures even like worse than we thought it was.
And actually, they did do a story on this on 7 News. And but
what was it? Huge mystery hurricane.
Environmental
weather girl who used to be on Saturday Disney is at a total loss as to why.
No, it's not funny at all. Actually, it's environmental experts say record-breaking autumn heat is just a warning of what's to come if Australia doesn't act immediately to combat climate change.
I really think that that's not on brand for Channel 7 News, and I think that they must have had, if it was, at the very least, the Facebook post should have said at the top, "Ain't seen nothing yet?" Question mark.
The commenters were climate change deniers, though, unfortunately.
All of them,
of course.
Yeah, that's very on brand for Channel 7. Well done.
Not really, but
saving
anyway.
grace.
Sort of.
Your people, probably.
Okay.
So, Jordan, we thought it would be interesting maybe to do some live experimentation in the studio by sending you out into the field to test whether or not climate change is happening or not.
As well as that we just realised that we can use the text line, and it sounds interesting if somebody's on the phone.
Yeah.
Mostly to us. I do hate it when other radio hosts are talking to somebody else on the phone.
Do you?
Regardless of whether it's a hilarious prank call or they're about to do some pranking on an unbeknownst member of the public.
Yeah, but
we're not doing either of those. We don't have the confidence yet. So, I'm going to go out, talk on this phone that has now locked itself out, and I don't know how to use smartphones, Tom, so just get that damn contraption working.
Okay, so
Jordan's going to call into FBI, and this is almost just experimenting for ourselves, just to have
just
some
basically
fun
live
with
on
it.
air. We're just going to test if this works, really. And so Jordan's... Oh, here he is now. Jordan, can you hear us?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Oh, good. So you're going through the studio now, are you?
I'm already out.
You're outside now, are you? And so what are you seeing?
What's the weather like, Jordan?
It's looking grim, guys. It's pretty much the apocalypse already. We're seeing it unfold now live. I mean, this is autumn weather, more like winter. I'm seeing water draining out into the gutter. There's so much of it.
Oh, my God.
Like,
We can actually see Jordan from the studio.
It's all everywhere. Mayday.
We can actually see you from outside here.
Oh, wow.
You guys go on.
Do people have umbrellas or any sort of protection against this, or what?
No, in fact, most people that I'm looking at now, because remember this is one of the scummiest streets in Redfern, are walking and smoking at the same time. That seems to be their umbrella, hoping that they can combat the clouds by making their own clouds. I'm imagining is their primary mode of defence. No, there is one guy with an umbrella, so, not so bad. Like, it's really getting gentrified, the area.
Okay. Thanks, Jordan. That was Much Ado About Weather. If you just want to come in, I think we've had enough fun with that.
Guys looking at me who are smoking, and I'm really scared. So whoever's at the front door, can you let me in, Robbie? Thank you very much.
I can't let you in. But
All right, we're going to cut you off.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop that. But yeah, what did you think that worked well? Or that?
Yeah, it sounded quite nice. But yeah, I think in conclusion, climate change is a real threat that's still happening, and we shouldn't laugh about it.
That's
What a laugh!
That's how I think as well. Okay, now we've got a little bit of a fun track here. It's called Over and Underground, and it's by Grave Babies from the United States. Okay. Hello there. You've got to shoot what? Got to shoot to Tom. What
I love the thought of possibly 30 to 60,000 people hearing coming out of a song this extremely unprofessional. Okay, John Montydoodoo.
Yeah, so Tom Montydoodoo, Crocodile Crew, 94.5 radio. We've got some texts here. So if you want to text in, the number's 0409 945 945. One going, "Hi guys, Al Gore here. I'm really disappointed in the tone you took towards climate change. It's a serious issue, and by going outside and joking about it, you have effectively destroyed the planet."
Awfully sorry, sir. We really didn't want it to take that tone either. We started out making it extremely serious, went outside. It's not our fault. It's the area we're in. It's too hilarious.
Yeah, we're products of our environment, Mr. Gore. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool you're listening.
If you're getting mad at us, it's extremely insensitive. But yeah, no, amazing.
So we're going to move on to a lighter topic, which is... how do you wake up in the morning? Which is, what are we doing? We're just going to say how we wake up in the morning, and then Jordan is going to give us some self-help advice and tell us how we should be waking up.
Wait, one second.
In my segment, The Power of Starting Your Day Right.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Yeah, okay. How do you wake
That
up?
is not the right song to the obvious title where we're inclining that it should be Wake Me Up Before You Go
right.
by Boy George.
He's saying, I can't wake up.
That's right, yeah.
Instead, we just busted out Evanescence because also about waking up.
It's a much funnier song.
So Jordan, when you wake up in the morning, should we start with you or not? Because I think you...
Well, how do you wake up, Robbie?
How do I wake up? I wake up, I just...
God.
How do you not remember this? You've done it hundreds of thousands of times in your life.
You did it today.
Yeah, I know. What do? I roll over and I go, oh, God damn it.
That's your first thought in the morning.
God damn it. Another day.
God, everything of what this man is now all makes sense.
Not again.
A little bit, but then I'm like, oh, okay. There could be some fun today.
Really? That's quite a nice upbeat thought.
Could be. We'll see.
So you just debate. You go, oh, God damn it. And then you think...
No, that's a bit unfair. It's too early to make that claim. But judging from past experiences, yeah, the first inkling was probably right.
Yeah, this internal battle in your mind as soon as you wake up.
Basically, yeah. Can I remember that dream? No, I can't.
It's very strange, isn't it? You're a very non-combative man, Robbie, but in your mind is this fervent debate.
Yeah.
Constantly raging. What's that about?
What's that about in my mind? Why is that happening?
Yeah.
Why are you always arguing with yourself and too scared, cowardish, if you will, to argue with anyone else?
I don't know. I just, you just want to think about. You just want to have the right thoughts, don't you?
You want to do things right.
You just want to do things right. I think that's about it, really.
But you know what's better than doing the right thing? Something. Tony Robbins.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
we're starting it off nice and quick here, aren't we?
Yeah, fail forward. Yeah.
Fail forward. Wow. Yeah, good.
Something you don't do.
I think I...
No, you just fail. You just...
no.
There's no forward.
I don't know about that.
You think too much.
No.
You know how I wake up? I look at my phone. It's the first thing I do.
Right.
And what's happening
You
outside?
love your screens, don't you?
Yeah, just grab my phone. What's going on?
Classic producer way to wake up, reading a bunch of scarcely factual sites like I effing love science would be probably the first thing you see in the morning.
Probably,
right?
yeah.
It's just like, no way, an elephant's vag is that big? I thought it'd be huge, but wow.
Yeah, that actually is probably my morning.
Do you actually get up and you immediately scroll the feed?
Well, I'll wake up and I'll be too tired to do anything, so I'll kind of grab my phone and then get back into bed. and just scroll the feed.
Why?
And then
what are you looking for?
I don't know. Myself, maybe.
Anything. Anything at all.
Something.
How does your mind
Nothing.
feel after
Everything.
that?
Yeah.
Got poetry here again. Lovely.
Yeah, and I just have a shower and look for milk. If there's no milk, I just won't eat anything.
All right. Yeah.
What about you, Jordan?
That is the most standard. Sydney, I'm sorry about that.
Or the very normal.
Look at my phone. Then if there's any milk, I have breakfast. But if there isn't, I won't have breakfast.
Yeah, I think I am pretty normal about how I wake up. I think it'd be weird if I had this completely unique experience of waking up. What's your waking
Such as
up?
mine. This is how you start your day, folks. Get ready.
How do you actually do this, or is this you wish you did this?
Reese, it depends on how much my workload is. But if my workload is low, you best believe that, yeah.
Right.
But if my workload is high, you best believe the opposite of yeah, which, if nobody's up to speed on that yet, is nah.
So what is it?
Here's how you start. Your alarm goes off, instantly move. That's the first thing you need to do. You don't sit there and think about, it's going to be shit, because the human brain, 80% of its thoughts are negative. You're inclined to think negative because that keeps you alive in a 30,000 BC environment. It's better to be thinking, is something going to kill me, as opposed to, no, there's nothing around this corner, everything's fine. So anybody who does optimistically incline thought, it's actually quite a rare mutation. Most people do think negatively straight first thing in the morning, which is not a good habit, because the first few thoughts that you have for the rest of the day, because your mind likes repetition, it's very habitual. If you start like that, guess what happens to the rest of your day, Tom? Giving the clues that I've given you.
I would think you'd have negative thoughts all day.
Bingo.
Wow, I didn't even know the mind worked like that, Jordan.
However, he's not going to be doing any of this. I am talking pretty much to a slug with legs.
Yeah. I didn't know the first thought you had in the morning is going to be the same thought all day.
Breakfast is the most important meal, so therefore I guess the first thought must be the most important thought. Is that true, Jordan?
Robbie, you know what? I love denigrating you, mate, but today I'm going to have to give you a good old verbal pat on the back. There, Robbie. There.
Thanks, man.
It's really good.
Yeah, cool.
Everybody's up to speed on this. Right. So what happens is, when I wake up first thing, I instantly roll out of bed and do this. Yes!
You do not do that.
You know I do. You used to be my housemate.
Are you serious?
I'm not saying it like it's more kind of like a you do not, like a kind of I can't believe you still do that, Jordan. Oh my god. No, yeah, I
thought hurricane season was over.
Don't really get the reference.
Okay, right. Yeah.
But I'm sure it's great.
So you'll jump out of bed and slap your hands and go, yeah. Do you use
Then I go on a jog and do this breathing circulation. Everybody, repeat it. Doesn't matter if you're in the car. If you can't breathe and drive at the same time, you've got serious intelligence problems, right? Everybody can be doing this. This is how you should be breathing first thing in the morning to activate your circulatory system.
So it's nose, 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 mouth, 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 mouth.
Good counting, Tom. Yeah. Not only is he a fast learner, he's also a great percussionist. Man of many talents, except for waking up. But soon he'll also have that under his belt as well. And he'll be the perfect human being.
Yeah.
So that's basically the primary option of what you should be doing first thing in the morning is oxygenating your body. That's your objective number one. At the same time, you should be thinking about all the things you're grateful about in your life, because if you activate your mind into getting into a positive framework for the rest of the day, that is a much more effective framework to be in to tackling the day's challenges if you come from it from an optimistic angle as opposed to a negative one, because a negative mind doesn't think about solutions. A negative mind thinks about how things can't be done. That's why it's imperative to start the day like that.
And what do you, when you wake up and you go, yeah, and then you breathe very heavily.
Well, it's the exact opposite of you going, it's just shit, isn't it? I like sleeping.
No, that's not. No, I just go, can I remember that dream? No, I can't. All right, better get up. Well,
we can all go back to this. This is going to be podcasted at the FBI.com site. He did not say that.
All right. Anyway, look. When you think, what do you think about when you go? You're talking about appreciation, right?
What are you grateful for?
Yeah, what are you grateful for?
Yeah, that's the first thing, because as soon as you wake up in the morning, your mind still is groggy. It still is in negative mode most of the time. So you start thinking when you ask, what am I grateful for? Most of the time you're thinking, nothing really. I mean, I'm just tired, and so on and so forth. As you start asking yourself a question, your brain is designed to answer questions. It is an assessment tool. That's all it's doing its entire life. Really, the brain, all it's currently doing is going, what's happening in my environment right now? How should I be responding? That's pretty much all your thoughts. It boils down to questions. So if you ask your brain questions as opposed to telling it, I'm grateful, your brain goes, no, I'm not really. It just rejects it outright. But if you say, what am I grateful for? It forces it to search for an answer. So usually, actually, the first thing that I always say is, well, I'm really grateful I've got shoes. That actually is the first thing I normally think about. It's a pretty good thing, right?
I actually have had that, though, where I haven't owned shoes for a period of time. Like, none that fitted me.
And it was about a week ago, wasn't it? You were walking around barefoot a lot.
Why were you doing that?
I don't know if it was you were giving away your worldly possessions or you were just poor. I couldn't figure it out.
No, we had to. So this is in Brisbane. You just decided to go around barefoot. There was glass everywhere. We actually had to go back home so we could go to a restaurant for you to get shoes. Remember, we had to go back home for you to get shoes. Then we could go to the restaurant. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm a very lazy person, Robbie. I think it honestly is that. It's nothing else. I just don't want to put socks on. 2 socks, 2 shoes.
Yes, his justification to us was, eventually the soles of your feet sort of turn into shoes. Man.
Yeah, they do.
Who's the real savvy investor here?
Yeah, it's an investment.
And is this true?
I'll take the glass cuttings. His other theory was, most glass in the space of a day is no longer jagged due to the harshness of the sun.
Can somebody please text in with that? Like, it does glass after a day of being just out on the street lose all its sharpness?
I feel like it gets dulled because I've cut my feet in the kitchen before from like just, having no shoes on and breaking a glass and then cutting my feet on it. But I never have cut my feet on at the beach or something where it's like an old bottle is broken and there's, glass there.
That's the key. It's an old bottle.
Exactly.
A day old isn't old.
All right, I don't know specifically the amount of time, but I didn't cut my feet.
You said a day. You were very certain.
You were saying it to the point that I couldn't argue with you at the time.
All right, I'm going to say it, a day.
You are.
I'm going back.
God. Anyway, text in 0409945945.
But yeah, to the point that in like October, I'll start to just not wear shoes because I want to harden my feet up for summer. I do that.
Okay, so why
are you so proud of this?
I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying don't get like angry at the fact that I don't wear shoes.
All right, we got one here.
I reserve the right.
I think this just sums it up lovely. Okay, we got one here. It says, Tom, you dumb.
Thank you very much. I'm assuming dunks.
No, there's no tag after it.
Well,
but,
we've got to make this a philosophy of the radio show. If you don't put a stupid name at the end of your text, we're not reading it out from now on. That was a great text, but now I'm just giving it -5.
And please say where you're from so we can try and spread the geographical location of FBI's reach. Exactly. All right, let's go to a song.
Okay, this one's called Untitled 80906-2014. It's by Kendrick Lamar. You're listening to Tom Montydoodoo and the Crocodile Core on 94.5 FM FBI Radio. Oh, Lord. What a beautiful track there from your boy Kendrick Lamar. It's called Untitled 08. Hey, you with your boys Tom Montydoodoo and the Crocodile Crew on FBI Radio 94.5 FM. Still raining out there, I think. But I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Also with your boy Dunks. Fantastic text. He has edged me my years of trying to figure out the best way to wake up. Out like a light. Dunks has got it.
What do you say, Robbie?
He said, personally, I spring upright, repeat my mantra, live, laugh, love to myself 3 times, then levitate and ascend into my plane of form. That's the Dunks way. And he's got the trademark.
What is his plane of form? Dunks, can you please text it in the next 9 minutes? Is your plane of form much like how Freezer turns into the perfect Freezer? Is yours your boy Dunks or is it Slam Dunks? What's your perfect Freezer? We need to know this before the show ends.
This guy Dunks is an absolute mystery.
No one knows what he does. He refuses to tell us.
Yeah,
why
what
he has
do you
this free hour on a Monday. But he seems to be too much of a winner to not have something that's like such a good job that he only needs to do about 5 minutes a day, but he's he's really honed his worth to the society in that moment.
We're currently with 2 people here at FBI that live with him, and we've asked them about him. They won't give us anything.
Yeah, it's a mystery for some reason.
There's
With a knowing smile, they say, "Oh, I'll leave that up to Dunks."
Yeah.
Yeah, what is this? What do you do, Dunks? Please.
Yeah, what is this? I don't get
The
it.
man that raises more questions than he answers, and he answers a lot of questions.
So we're going to talk about playground antics. So I don't know how this came up, but what are those funny things that happen in primary school that...
I'll tell you how it happened, Tom,
You tell
with
me.
my highly amusing anecdote about Year 7.
Right.
So we had, and I was wondering if anybody else has this experience, where if somebody says something stupid, you air slap them as if you're a French aristocrat, I suppose, where you kind of have this air about you, where if somebody says, is the sky blue or is it a different colour? And you just learn about that in science in Year 7, classic Year 7 science knowledge.
Yeah.
If they say that, somebody in the class, guaranteed, will have this sort of sound effect of psh, as if somebody is... It's post challenging them to a duel. It's their dead carcass on the ground after they've pointed one of those very thin swords into their heart, and then gone, "I detest your stupidity." Psh.
And they do a back slap, kind of imitating a back slap.
But we didn't actually hit them. We weren't ruffians. It was just a sound effect, but nonetheless, just as humiliating.
But Jordan does this at us, and we're like, "What are you doing? Like, what is that?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was a school thing. Like, doesn't everyone do that at school?" And kind of realise that everyone has their own things at their school, which are just school based. Kind of everyone should know it.
Yeah, it's a very small subculture.
Like, we had one at our primary school where if you said a big word, and the word example I was using was the word basically, which is not a very impressive word, but in Year 3 it was quite impressive. And if someone used the word basically, they'd always hear, as many people were around to say it back at them, they'd all go in unison, "Oh, big word for a little boy." And that was like the biggest shutdown you could do in Year 3.
Surely you must have come up with a way of combating that, though.
No, it was always like that, like, "Oh, it takes one to know one, takes one to know one." Like, yeah.
I know you have a lot
There
of
is
might.
no
Yeah, I know
comeback
what
to
I
it.
want. Yeah.
It's so base that it's like fighting mud.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Yeah, because it's the thing where you feel as though now, if you were to encounter a group of high school kids, you think you'd be able to deal with them because your mind is so much more advanced, you would hope. But, like, I really don't think you could, because they are experts at just shutting you down with nothing. Like, for instance, the example would be if you were on a bus and there was high school kids behind you, and they're like, oi, dude, not in school uniform, oi, and you turned around, they just go, "Turn around." And they go, "Chime out, mate, you're not in this, chime out, turn around." You wouldn't have anything to say back at them.
Yeah, I know.
You couldn't
Which
be like,
point you're
"I'm
in?
not involved in this conversation, don't say chime out to me." They would just be like, "No, turn around."
Your only option at that point to best them is to throw them out the bus window. That's all you could do.
Yeah, you have to go lower. There's no way you can get above that.
Yeah, there was one at my school in New Zealand we had similar to that. It was JI. Like, "Oh, cut out your JI. Your JI. It means joiner innerer." and everyone...
You JR.
Everyone absolutely got well behind that one for some reason. I used it here when I first moved here.
Yeah,
Didn't go down.
Didn't get it.
Didn't translate.
No, it didn't translate.
Too much of a cultural difference.
Nobody liked that one.
That's what I mean, yeah. It's just like, hits deaf ears, J.I.
Oh, yeah, cut out your J.I. J.I.
Was there a point where you used it? Because I'm still, to this very day, going, psh, love it.
Yeah.
No one's going to take that away from me. Do you still use yours, Tom?
No, I wish like, chime out is a pretty hilarious one to use. But, no, yeah, I don't know. I think I was on the receiving end more than I was on the giving end of that, so I never got used to using it.
Oh.
But, yeah.
You knew a lot of 3-syllable words, I'm imagining, is the point where they go, big word for a little boy.
Yeah. I remember in Year 7, we were on a bus going to, like, a school carnival or something, and there was, like, the cool guy sitting in the back row, and he was telling a story, and he goes, like, "Hey, has anyone seen Edward Scissorhands?" or something like that.
What?
And I was, like, 5 or 6 rows in front, not part of the conversation at all. And I just like put my hand up. I put my hand up to be like, yeah, I've said it. And the guy I was sitting next to was like also a loser, and he was like, dude, he's not going to answer your...
Oh, that was like I was in English class one time, and the teacher just goes, "Oh yeah, you know, I love I don't know why, but she just goes, I love conspiracy theories," and I just blurted out, "Yeah, me too." I was at the back of the class. It stopped the rest of the procession.
Were they like, why, Robbie? Why?
Well, she sort of stopped. Everyone sort of stopped and looked, and I just cowered.
Yeah.
Well, that's very poor conversational skills on her behalf. Surely the next step after that is going, "Oh, really? So what are your conspiracy theories about?"
She just left me out to dry. I don't know why. I don't know why she did that.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Did she hate you?
No, I think we got along okay. It was very weird. But yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
It'd be like a thing where you think you know nothing about it, but you just have heard the word, so you want to contribute. Where they'll be yeah, talking about like the death penalty happened to me, and I was like, yeah, I care about the death penalty, and then it was just stopping me like, what do you think about the death penalty then, Tom? And like year 8, and I was like, oh, it's wrong. And then, like, yeah, why is it?
Oh
God, nothing.
All right, we've actually
what a weak soup.
We've got to wrap it up now, guys. So it's goodbye from me, Robbie,
Jordan,
Tom,
Montydoodoo, the Crocodile Crew, and FBI Radio 94.5 FM. Look forward to the playlist with Stephen Goodhue that's coming up now. But to play us out, we've got My Shadow by Jay Retard. Goodbye, guys.
See you next Monday.
Bye.